How's it going, people? This is Chronicle Absolute. Gonna do another video on trip planning. I've got a really good load this time. I've got a load where it is, according to navigation from here in Coraopolis, 1,286 miles. So that's pretty good. So this 48 right here, that is what I currently have on my 70-hour clock. Today is the 4th, so I just ended my day, so I'm starting off with the 5th right there. It's actually due on the 6th, no later than 1500, but there's no way that I can make that happen, so we're gonna just carry it on through. Now, 1,286 miles. How many hours do you think that is? In fact, let me just do a quick calculation on my other phone over here. Let's see. Go trucking, calculator. What is that? 1286 times 1.1 divided by 50. Divided by 50 equals 28 hours. 20 hours and 30 minutes. That's what that says. However, it's not going to take 28 hours. All right, so let's do this. I know for a fact that I'm going to start my day at about 2:30 in the morning, God willing, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. How do I get 4:30? These two brackets, that's my 14-hour clock, right? So I'm visually saying, hey, I start my day at 2:30. My 14-hour clock should end at 16:30. 2 plus 2, well, 2:30 plus 2 is equal to 4:30. 4:30 translates into 16:30 military time, right? All right, so start my day at 2:30. I got a pre-trip for 30 minutes, and I'm thinking it'll be about 24, let's say 25 hours. We'll just say that, right? So pre-trip, and I just got to make sure that I drive for 25 hours. Now, that might be about an hour extra, maybe even 2, but that cushion is fine. I'm going all the way down to Sulfur, Louisiana. It's a good load, right? 25 hours. So pre-trip right there, and then I'm just going to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm just going to add for fuel right there and then a break, right? And then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cool. So that's 9 hours right there. And then, because I'm going to start my day earlier, let's just do this. 3 o'clock in the morning. 3, 4, 5. That's 1,700. Bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuel break. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be 18 hours right there. And I said, what, 25 hours? So 18 from the 25, what's that, 7 hours? Do I want to do that? Another 7-hour drive, huh? Let's see. For me to actually do that, that's 130. I could potentially do that if I wanted to actually do that. Don't know if I want to do that. But let's just, so it is due on the 6th, anywhere between 8 and 1,500. I already know that I'm going to drive like another, 7 hours. So let's just do 8 o'clock. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuel, break, 6, 7. I don't really want to do that. So that means me, I think I potentially could do that. Potentially. Do I want to? Not really. Not really. Now, what I could do is basically extend this out to 10 hours and extend this out to 10 hours as well, because we can drive as much as 11 hours in a day, and that cuts me back on 2 hours over here. So we could potentially do that right there. And start my day at 2:30 in the morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Potentially. Okay, I think that might be what I might do now. Is go ahead and drive 10 hours tomorrow, drive 10 hours on the 6th, and then on the 7th, I go ahead and just drive the 5 hours. So that should be 10 hours, and then 5, potentially. 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. That means that's my 14-hour clock right there. I get to the customer, I do an unload. Unload's gonna be about 2 hours, but I saw something in the messages over here on this particular customer, basically saying, don't you leave unless don't leave facility prior to confirming product has completely been offloaded. If there is, he'll contact operators. So, because I got that message there, that lets me know that they've had issues in the past. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and extend this to an extra 30 minutes just to confirm that, hey, I got everything out. Okay. What I did up here with the fuel and the brake, that doesn't mean that I'm going to go ahead and get fuel and brake at those times. That just means that I'm accounting for that time. I could have just as easily just did a 30-minute pre-trip drive for 2 hours and then fuel and brake and whatever. I'm just accounting for that time. In most cases, fueling, it's going to take you on average about 30 minutes. Sometimes it could take as much as 45, just depends on the location that you go into. There's been times when it was wide open and I was able to get in and out within about 10 minutes, so it just depends, but in situations like that where it's just like 10 minutes, that really is me just going in there, fueling, and then leaving. I don't go inside, use the restroom, or buy food or whatever else. So, yeah. So I didn't mention my 10. So if I end my day right here at 1400, what is my 10-hour clock? Well, my 10-hour clock will be midnight. How do I know that? Well, because 14 is military time. That translates into 2 o'clock. So 2 minus 2 is 12. Right? So that brings me back to midnight. So I could potentially start my day at midnight over here, but I don't care to. On average, I'm starting my day anywhere between 2 and 5 o'clock. This morning I got up at about 3 o'clock. The day before I got up at about 4 o'clock. So on average, my time is roughly, early in the morning, pre 5 o'clock. Let's just say that, right? So, I've got 48 hours on my 70-hour clock right now. And all I got to do really is just calculate all this time. So we said 25 hours drive time plus another 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. We'll just say 30 hours. I'm going to write that up here. And that makes us 18 hours on our 70. Okay. At this point, I've got my 70. All I got to do is figure out what my 14 hours is, right? And I know that by this bracket right here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours on my 70. This is backwards. And then I drove, 5 hours right there. So that's 6 hours on my 11 o'clock. That's 6 hours off of my 11-hour drive time. Hope that makes sense, right? So my next available time is 10:30. And basically at that time, I'm going to say my next available time is at 10:30. I got 6 hours on my 11, 6 hours on my 14, and I should have 18 hours on my 70-hour clock too, So I hope that helps. I hope it helps. And this is just a way of just getting an idea of how to think and how to process information when it comes to trip planning. Like I said, I'm up here in Coraopolis, Pennsylvania, so I'm taking the 79 south to, I don't care to think that far. I don't care. Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Virginia, Tennessee, Alabama. Of course, the very tippy top of like Georgia too, but Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. That's just what it comes down to. So I'm driving all the way down. Thank God for this load. And like I said, it's due on the 6th, but it's due no later than 1500. There's just no way that I can make it there. Number one, I need 5 extra hours to make it there. Plus, I need time to actually do the unload. So it is what it is. So my boss is looking for this information now. So I'm gonna go ahead and message her on this, and yeah. So I hope this helps you guys, and until next time, you guys be good, be safe, and all that you do. Bye.